Hello,
Action.
my name is Bryce Tubbs. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. With me today is Rachel Beck. She is an author and an expert photographer. Her posts are thought provoking and inspirational. I'm sure you're going to get some tremendous value out of our conversation today. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Hi, Bryce. My name is Rachel Beck. It's a pleasure to meet you. And thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. I deeply appreciate it.
Excellent. I know that you're a lot more. Is there anything else that you'd like me to add to the introduction, or?
I think you nailed it. I'm an author full time. I'm also trying to inspire the world and make it a kinder place. And that's a lot of what you see, what I write, because I'm deeply, deeply conscious of the words that I put out into the world.
Okay.
Very conscious of it.
That's interesting. Because you put out a lot of content, so it's very interesting to see, that you're able to keep that quality really high while keeping a very high like output slash volume. So, that's really interesting. What was life like before you got into, writing and being an author?
Before I was a writer, I had went back to school. I'm in my 40s to finish my degree. Um, I have a bachelor's of general studies with minors in psychology and gender studies, two fields that I'm very fascinated by. I love studying the human behavior. Before that, I had run a photography business for many, many years. And through running the photography business, it enabled me to volunteer with many organizations, which is a huge passion of mine. I was taught to give back to the world. I was taught to be grateful for everything. I was taught that one person can make a difference. And those values have stayed with me into my mid 40s.
Hmm. So interesting. So the photography business. That's pretty unique. I haven't really had someone who had a photography business on interviews before. What was that like? Can you like describe like from the beginning to getting it off the ground to like maintaining it? What was that like?
It really, with the photography business, it really is a referral, at least in my experience. Mine was done, every job opened a door for another job, and then volunteering with the foundations and the different organizations, they would refer me out. That's how my business went. I would say 100% of it was referrals. And then I also did photography for myself, meaning that I did art shows all over the US.
Hmm.
I've exhibited in Minnesota. I did Fort Lauderdale twice. I've done Minneapolis. I was in a show. And because art is in my blood, that's the best way to say it. It's how I express myself. It's very healing for me. It was a wonderful situation. I got into photography because this is a true story, that because I had gone through a deeply traumatic experience,
Hmm.
and it actually stemmed from a conversation with somebody, and we were sitting by the beach, and he had said to me after the experience, Rach, what do you love to do? And I said, I'd love to do photography. He said, why aren't you doing it for a business? It was as simple as that. And then I ran the business for 10 years.
Hmm.
Sometimes people plant that seed.
Hmm. So interesting. So for the circuit, were you doing a lot of outdoor kind of art shows, or were they more indoor?
They were in galleries.
In yards. Okay. Oh, whoa, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So it was a lot of, I had that first person in Fort Lauderdale who believed in me. You have to submit your artwork. Sadly, he's passed away, but I did two shows with him. But one of the things that made him so, so, so special is that he believed in new artists and he believed in giving them a chance.
Hmm.
So that was huge.
Yeah. So, you talk a lot about giving back and volunteering. So why do you feel that volunteering is really great? Is it because like gratitude, or what is inspiring you to do so much volunteering?
Because I have a lot to be grateful for. That's really what it comes down to. Um, I was born in a very tough situation where my mom died. 2 days after giving birth to me. And then somebody who we think was my father, but we're not sure, tried to take care of me for a couple months. And then I was put into the home of the founder of the orphanage. And then I was adopted when I was 11 months old. And I was adopted by a wonderful family, had really wonderful opportunities. And I've seen and witnessed my family do incredible things when it comes to charity. Incredible things. So seeing all that, people have their legacy, they pass their legacy down to me.
Oh,
They made it, they're successful, and what did they do after that? They helped the world.
that's interesting. That's interesting. I never heard someone just to explain it like that. That it's their legacy to be able to help. What is your vision for charity? Like I don't know if you want to do like a big charity, if you want to just do a lot of charity, or like what is your goal? Do you treat it kind of like a business where it's like you plan things out and you're very intentional about how you help people?
Well, those charities that I got involved with when I was a photographer were usually somebody who knew me and said, Rach, this would be really great. I'd get a call, hey, go down, check out this foundation. So I've worked with people like United Cerebral Palsy. I was on the board of directors for the YWCA. I volunteered my time with pastors, rabbis. I've worked, I think the other American Diabetes Association, because I'm a type 2 diabetic. So it was important to me to, I did photos of one of their events, gave them the photos to help with PR. I also volunteered my time with the military through Job Corps because I have military in my family and many veterans. So that's a cause very close to my heart. So it's really who I knew, who connected me, who called and said, Rach, come down here. You need to meet this organization. And I would go meet with them and usually end up falling in love with them. And I have a rescue dog. I volunteered with the Humane Society.